Welcome to a Friday without the icon, Mike Smith. I'm Dan Ramey, and thank you for joining us here on this Friday as we jump into the weekend with another edition of Litter Media Live to prepare you for things going on throughout the Scioto Valley, and not just what's happening this weekend, but we've got sports activities for you, news stories that will impact your life, and we'll also take a look at this date in history as we go back to a very infamous day. And it seems like when Mike had this same day off last year, this was the same story. So we'll visit with that coming up here shortly. But first, we want to get you caught up to date, see how the weather is shaping up. It's going to be hot this weekend. Sunshine today. Temperatures will reach around 87. More sun tomorrow, 88. And on Sunday, we'll have a little bit of cloud cover, but mostly sunny conditions. A high near 95, and if you're planning on going to the Paints playoff game this Sunday evening, it'll still be warm at the start, about 90 degrees. The expected high, game time temperature should be about 90 degrees coming your way on Sunday. But right now, we're looking at decent conditions, temperatures in the 80s right now, and again, a high to reach around 87 degrees on this Friday. When we return, a look at what's happening with news. Next, first, Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. They've been doing this for more than 4 decades now. If you want to find out how you can get better conditions within your home, comfort, make it nice and comfortable when it's hot outside or cold outside, make sure it's the opposite inside. Get more details when you click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com.
Budweiser beer, the king is second to none.
Who drinks Budweiser? You know the type. The people who grind. Those who don't back down. And the ones who don't quit. They say all people are 6 degrees of separation away from each other. But some are just a 6-pack away. The people who share the same spirit, share the same beer. This Bud's for you.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it.
Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit dixiechopper.com.
All right, let's take a look at what is making news for us today. When you take a look at our website, littermedia.com, you'll find a lot of different stories that will impact you. And one of those involves this, a very familiar site on Chillicothe's west side. Haller Funeral Home announcing a new partnership with Pinnacle Funeral Services based out of St. Petersburg, Florida. Now, I spoke with Mike Haller yesterday, and he said that one of the great things about this partnership is that the staff will remain intact, so you will always see the same faces to help families navigate the difficult times with empathy and, of course, professionalism. We did have an opportunity to learn a little bit more. He says we understand the significance of the responsibility we have held in our community. And he added that with this partnership, we can expand our capabilities and resources to better serve you, the community. So once again, Haller Funeral Home partnering with Pinnacle. This is something huge. They came to Chillicothe in 1971, did Benny and Peg Haller brought their family here when Benny was just 27 at the time. Of course, we lost him in 2019. And Mike, Matt, the rest of the family have done a great job in serving our families. So, and the good thing is they will continue to do so. Sorry again, hear the information there. On to things going on in our community. That includes the Pike County Fair, which concludes tomorrow. But yet today they still have plenty of things going on. Tonight they have the American Super Sports Off-Road autocross. This is a lot of fun. If you've not experienced this before, you need to check this out. And, of course, every Saturday it is the Demolition Derby. The Smash It Demolition Derby will be there again this Saturday evening. So I'm wondering, they had 7,000 people for the school bus derby demo. I wonder what the demo crowd is going to be like tonight. It should be cool again at the Pike County Fair. Now, the demo derby is, I said tonight, but it's going to be tomorrow night. They've got the autocross things going on this evening. Now, the 79th Annual Ross County Fair opens up this weekend as well. And, of course, we shared with you the Queen's candidates. There are 12 lovely ladies that will be vying for the crown. And for the guys, last year, no king candidates. This year, there are 4 going at it. You can learn more about each one of these kids on our website, littermedia.com. The Scioto Valley County Fair begins next week also, and Fast Tracks Motocross will be there Monday. Tuesday, they'll have autocross, a tractor pull taking place on Wednesday, high school bands showcase coming up on Thursday, and a whole lot of other things that you want to take a look at down in Scioto County. Also running concurrent with the Ross County Fair, which the Ross County Fair opens up this Saturday. The official opening is on Sunday. Mike will be out with the King and Queens to catch up with them afterwards. So we'll have all that for you Sunday night here on Litter Media. First Capital Rotary Club of Chillicothe has announced its 2023 grant cycle. Grant requests will begin Monday, August 7th, so this coming Monday. The deadline to apply will be Monday, September 11th. The grants will be presented October 19th at their 7 a.m. Thursday morning meeting at the Pump House. Your organization will be invited to come to the meeting, talk about your program, and receive that grant as well. And I will tell you, having been involved with organizations that have received those grants, a big thank you to the First Capital Rotary Club for what they do with, for instance, last night, their final First Thursdays wrapped up the event, and all that money gets poured right back into the community. Ohio sales tax holiday, speaking of hanging on to some money here, aimed at helping parents save money on back-to-school items. It's now underway through Sunday night. The sales tax holiday began at 12 o'clock this morning and ends again at 11:59 p.m. on Sunday. And that is if you can find a store still open till midnight. I think some are still adjusted to those COVID hours in some respects. Yesterday, we had a special edition of Litter Media Live with one of our good buddies, former radio broadcaster, radio host, the real Bob Neal, now working with the Ross Soil and Water Conservation District. And he had this to say about their upcoming meeting.
I'd love to have people in the agricultural community so they know what's going on.
Certainly. Producers, we mainly work with farmers. We do a lot of work designing waterways and underground tile systems. Waterways are, it's a practice where it prevents gullies, prevents erosion. I know just by driving by, you can see, a nasty gully, and you can see what that's doing to the farmland there. Well, if you put in a waterway, it kind of controls the flow of water, maintains more acres for production, which of course will increase your yield. So it's a little bit, actually the federal government will pay for most of a waterway. And it's a little bit of an investment to use a little bit of farmland to protect the rest of the field.
That interview you can find on our YouTube channel right now, and the meeting is coming up soon. So if you want to participate in the annual meeting, we've got the details for you in that interview that Mike had with Bob Neal yesterday, again on our YouTube channel. Other things that are going on across the area, Fayette County Public Health will be offering extended hours for back-to-school immunizations during the month of August. The health department is scheduling appointments until 7 p.m. this coming Monday and the following Monday, August 14th, to help parents get their child immunized for school. All kindergarten, seventh graders, seniors, and college-bound students need updated vaccines. Appointments are required, and they can be made by calling 740-335-5910. We've got more details again on our Twitter page and Facebook as well. The end of summer craft show is coming to the Lancaster Fairgrounds, and that's going to be August 26th, sponsored by the Fairfield County Genealogical Society. It will run between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. And this will include a Chinese auction and also a bake sale. And you don't want to miss the bake sale, right? The City of Jackson will host a scrap tire collection day Saturday, August 26th from 8 a.m. until noon. This will be taking place at the corner of West Main Street and North High Street in Jackson, right near the ball fields there. No tires from businesses will be accepted. They want to make sure that you were aware of that. But again, that is coming up last Saturday in August. And not too far from now, it will be the Salt Creek Valley Festival in Richmonddale. It's going to be September 8th through the 10th, and they've got a car show that will be taking place on the 10th, 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. in Richmonddale. Other events that are coming up this weekend, don't forget, tomorrow night, this will take place at the Majestic Theater in the green space area there. It's the National Night Out event for Ross County. There you see Jenna Williams of the Chillicothe Fire Department, as we talked with her earlier this month about her. I guess it was actually in July when we talked with her. You can hear the interview, see the interview on our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and search Litter Media if you've not been there before, and hear all of there's more than 30 vendors that will be involved in this event tomorrow. And not only Chillicothe Fire Department, but the VA Fire Department and some surrounding county township fire departments will be there. And if you want to find out more, again, catch that interview on our YouTube channel. As Mike mentioned earlier this week, the Baltimore Festival Queens Pageant is coming up. Their grand parade is tomorrow at 10:30 in Baltimore, there in Fairfield County. Tonight here in Chillicothe, it is an opportunity to meet with Michael Worth and see the art of Michael Worth at the Pump House Center for the Arts. And his stuff will be up on display through August 31st. The reception is tonight, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Pump House. Back into Fairfield County, the Lancaster Public Education Foundation will be having the Battle of the Badges. It's a basketball game between the police department and the fire department in Lancaster. That's coming up on Sunday, August 27th. They'll have this at OU Lancaster. Again, this can be found on our Facebook page where you can get more details if you want to head up there to see them go at it. And was out to the Chillicothe Paints game last night and bumped into my buddy Brenton Davidson. He's going to be captaining the police, I believe it is, in a softball match that will be taking place at VA Memorial Stadium Labor Day weekend. We'll have more details about that as the days come to us. Road report for you today takes us over into Highland County. Work has begun on a bridge replacement on State Route 41 between Birch Lane and the village of Greenfield. 41 will be closed for 60 days during this construction, and during the closure, traffic will be detoured via State Route 28 over to State Route 138 and US 35. The estimated completion is the fall of 2023. Of course, you can find all of the ODOT events that are going on in District 9. That includes the, 10-county area, if I'm not mistaken. And you can find all that information on our website. Just go to littermedia.com. And while you're there, go up to the top and you'll see where it says Road Report, ODOT Road Report, and click on that, and it'll take you right to that page where you can see the counties that District 9 of ODOT takes care of. And that includes Ross County, Pike County, and a number of the counties here in Southeast Ohio. Sports on the way in just a moment, so get ready for that. We'll take a look at, there are some high school sports that have been played already this week, and practices just began on Monday, right? But we'll talk more about that coming up in just a moment. But first, I want to tell you about Scioto Valley Dumpsters. Give Carl a call at 740-253-8389. If you have a cleanup job that you need, and they do some cleanup, but they'll also do some demolition work and everything. They do more than dumpsters is what I'm getting to. But if you're doing all the demo work and you need a dumpster, whether it be your home or commercially speaking, 740-253-8389. Tell Carl that Dan and Mike sent you from Litter Media.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
At Rathkamp Financial, we offer customized investment solutions and superior client service. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
Time to take a look at sports. A lot of things going on this weekend. In fact, we're getting ready for spring sports already. In this aspect, congratulations to the new Circleville head softball coach for girls softball, and this is Hayden Ellis. She'll take the helm of the school's program after a longtime coach Dave Truex retired earlier this summer after 28 seasons in leading the Circleville City program there for the Tigers. That comes to us from our friends at Sporting Pumpkin. Thank you guys for capturing that for us. Logan Elm boys won their golf match in a tri-match with McLean and Circleville yesterday. That improves their mark to 1-2, and we also see that Circleville's mark goes to 1-2. We don't have the record on the folks at McLean, but as we mentioned, practice started on Monday, and here they are. They've got 3 matches under their belts already, so congratulations to the Logan Elm Braves. Yesterday, it was the Chillicothe Paints taking on the Kings, another preview of this playoff deal that will be taking place on Sunday. More details on that in just a moment, but the Paints plated 4 runs in the third to increase that lead to 6-1 last night and held on for the 9-3 win over Champion City on Fan Appreciation Night. Luke Walters scattered 3 hits over 5 innings to improve to 5-2 on the summer, while Nick Falter, Sammy Stoner, and Cole Pauley combined for 4 innings of no-hit baseball in relief. Cameron Bowen drove in 3 of the Chillicothe runs as the Paints belted 12 hits. 2 clubs play again tonight in Springfield before meeting in the Ohio River Valley playoff game. And again, that will be on Sunday. Get your tickets for this event online at chillicothepaints.com. You'll also be able to get them there at the gate. However, keep in mind, if you have a regular season ticket that you have not used, it will not be good for the playoff game. See, it's not the Paints controlling this. When it gets to the playoffs time, it's the Prospect League that's handling all of that. So, again, that is Sunday. If the Paints pick up a win Sunday, then they will host the Eastern Conference Championship game on Tuesday at VA Memorial Stadium. So let's go Paints, roll Paints, and let's get this job done and go back and defend that 2022 Prospect League Championship that they are already the holders of. And some of you got those championship ring replicas. Well, the Reds had difficulty yesterday. It wasn't a blowout like it was the previous 2 nights in Chicago, but last night they managed to cut the lead to 4-3, but then Cruz came on in relief and gave up another run, and that gave the cushion for the Cubs that they needed to close out the 5-3 victory. Reds now will return home to take on the Washington Nationals for the weekend, beginning tonight, and they find themselves trailing Milwaukee now by a half game entering play tonight. The Guardians enter the weekend trailing the Twins by 2.5 in the AL Central. They were off last night. They host the White Sox up in Cleveland this weekend. By the way, the guy who sang the national anthem last night at the Chillicothe Paints game, my buddy Don Irvin, he will be in Cleveland Monday night. So if you're going to Cleveland to watch the Guardians play this coming Monday, you'll see Don sing again. You get a chance to hear him sing again as well. Cleveland Browns picked up a win in the Pro Football Hall of Fame game last night in Canton, defeating the Jets 21-16. They trailed 16-7 heading into halftime, but they had the opportunity to make some adjustments, and of course a lot of the younger guys got a chance to play in this first game. It's a big weekend as Cleveland's favorite son, Joe Thomas, will be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, along with Cincinnati Bengals defensive back Ken Riley and the rest of the class as well. Best wishes to them. It'll be a very emotional day tomorrow for that induction ceremony. Cavalier Football Alumni Banquet is tomorrow night at the Chillicothe Country Club. Tickets are $15. And at the Paints game last night, I had an opportunity to catch up with this guy, Chillicothe alumnus and former girls volleyball head coach Brett Reitzel, talking about what we can expect at tomorrow night's event.
I played in the 70s, and we've got 2 tables full of guys around my era, and I'm really looking forward to seeing those guys again and talk about wins and losses. Back then there was more losses than wins, so it was a tough era.
And we'll also tell you that the senior class will be there for the 2023 Cavaliers. So Scott Bartholomew will be there, and just like he did last year, had the kids come up and introduce themselves, and they'll probably be selling raffle tickets and that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, Coach Bart, this was his brainchild. This was his idea. And we just took it and ran with it, and I think it's been great so far. So I think we're looking forward to a great turnout Saturday.
Social time, 5 o'clock?
5 o'clock.
Okay, so it's a big day for Chillicothe football. They'll have the scrimmage against Portsmouth West at 10 o'clock. You'll get a chance to go through the field house and the whole 9 yards. If you want to take a look at more than 9 yards, there's 100 there. But also inside the field house, they've kind of renovated some things, including a pretty cool mosaic of players who have played Division I college football.
I got a sneak peek of that today. Sean Porter sent me a picture of it, and it is really neat. I was very impressed.
You will want to be there tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Chillicothe will have its scrimmage against Portsmouth West. Again, the field house and everything will be open for people to take a look at afterwards at 3 p.m. And then 5 o'clock, it will be that opportunity to move back over to the Chillicothe Country Club and get a chance to see some old familiar faces. And I'll tell you, last year I saw guys I had not seen since the 1980s, and it was really cool to get a chance to meet up with them and the flood of memories that came back when I saw these guys walk in the door. Simply incredible. Some of them no longer live in the area, but they came back for this event. Now, we also learned that there are many guys who are married to cheerleaders. And those cheerleaders said, hey, what about us? Yes, indeed, it is a cheerleaders alumni banquet as well, so you're more than welcome to join us. Again, that will be tomorrow night, 5 p.m., the social moment, and then we'll have the program all begin at 6 p.m., and the memories will just be all over the place. And like we said, all those tall stories about, remember when I carried the ball 38 yards? No, it was 40, wasn't it? I thought it was 50. Those types of stories will be told all tomorrow. Before we get into this date in history, I want to say hey to Pat Johns watching today, along with Rick Bethel, Hayden Milliken, Pam Frazier, also Stacy Francis, Jason Gleitz checking in, Sally Rathkamp, and I see my son's watching today too. Hi, bud. That's it so far for the program, but stick with us. In just a moment, we'll take a look at this date in history when we return after these words from our sponsors.
At Country Clipper, pride runs deep. We take pride in knowing our mowers help create a space for families to make memories. That our features transform mowing into an enjoyable experience. Most importantly, We take pride in knowing the decision to purchase a Country Clipper will be one you can be proud of for years to come. Country Clipper zero-turn mowers.
You asked, we delivered. New Mike's Hard Lemonade Zero Sugar. Zero sugar. Amazing taste. Years in the making. Now that's a drink worthy of the name Mike.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
I want to thank all of our sponsors for making this program possible. And a lot of what we do, you really can't do it without sponsorship anymore. And we appreciate the folks that have jumped on board. So if you see our sponsors and you're out there and you get a chance to say thanks for sponsoring Litter Media, because they're telling the stories about the good stuff going on in our communities. And we appreciate the opportunity to share such interviews with you, not just the interviews, but the information that we receive and from a very cooperative community as well. So we couldn't do it without. We're all in this together, as we say, right? And with familiar faces and familiar voices. Yours truly, Dan Ramey, and Mike Smith as well. Mike is off today, but that's because he's working for the fair this coming Friday, or I should say Sunday night, to report on the King and Queen. And there will be a lot of other things going on, too. They'll have the 4-H awards that they usually hand out for, like, the Friends of 4-H. But don't forget, we've got the apple pie auction, all that 4-H night stuff happens on Tuesday at the Ross County Fair. And I think I'll be out there for that one this coming Tuesday. So very much looking forward to seeing some folks again at the Ross County Fair. And if you see our cameras, give us a wave and tell folks about Litter Media, what we're doing to do our best to tell our local stories about things going on with our local people in our local communities. Now, Mike is a history buff, and I'm talking about all the good things that happen in our communities, and then he saddles me with this story that happened in 1892. Andrew and Abby Borden found murdered in their Fall River, Massachusetts home. It, of course, would be Lizzie Borden, at the age of 32, single, who lived with her wealthy father and stepmother, and was the only other person besides their maid who was home when the bodies were found. The fact that no blood was found on Lizzie, coupled with her well-bred Christian persona, convinced the all-male jury that she was incapable of the gruesome crime that they were quickly acquitting her. They quickly acquitted her. Lizzie, who inherited a substantial sum after her father's death, moved into a different home where she lived until her death in 1927. But she's immortalized in the famous rhyme, Lizzie Borden took an axe, gave her mother 40 whacks. When she saw that what she had done, she gave her father 41. So thank you, Mike, for that moment in history. We'll try and steer him toward some more happier things, I think, the fact. But I can remember as a boy seeing Elizabeth Montgomery play Lizzie Borden in a made-for-TV movie about the event, and I had a huge crush on Elizabeth Montgomery when I was a kid, and to see her play that role, it was jaw-dropping for me. But hey, I was, 11, something like that? All right, coming up in just a moment, we'll take a look at, nothing. It's the weekend. That's right. We've got the weekend that we're coming up on. We've done a number of special editions of this program in which we invite members of the community to come in to talk about the events they have going on. We invite you to go to our YouTube channel. Feel free to share all that stuff too. When you see it, if it's of interest to you, share it and let other people know about what we're doing here with Litter Media. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your weekend. Make it a safe and happy weekend. And I will see you again on Monday here with another edition of Litter Media Live.